Howdy and welcome back. I'm Jake Donnelly and I'm here with another Jake Take. So the Patriots yesterday did not do their job against the Buffalo Bills, losing 33-21 at home, and now have gone from the top team in the AFC to the 6th seed in the playoff picture, which hopefully, and this is not something I thought I was going to have to say about a month ago, but hopefully that is if the Patriots get to the playoffs. I say if because right now, you're more than likely going to hear the Patriots described as a dangerous playoff team, which is a very nice way of saying no one has any clue what this team is going to do on a week-to-week basis. Are you going to get that quixotic team that started 2-4 and was committing all sorts of penalties and turning the ball over in ways that you did not think possible and in ways that pretty much led directly to losses? Or are you going to get that team that was 2-4 and then turned into a 9-4 team, like an old school on the ground juggernaut, play action, dink and dunk offense with a defense that got after the quarterback and forced all sorts of turnovers? Or are you going to get the team that played inexplicably bad last week against the Indianapolis Colts and then one-up themselves in their game yesterday against the Buffalo Bills? Because if the Patriots do make the playoffs, they are going to be a very sneaky, dangerous team. But that's also a nice way of saying this team might be crap. And what I mean by that is Bill Belichick has watched his team over the last 2 weeks come up with back-to-back stinkers. That is after the bye week a couple weeks ago. So what's going on with this team? Is it bad coaching? Is it bad play? Is it bad luck? Is it bad officiating? It's all of that, with the officiating being at the very, very bottom of that well. However, it's a very deep well at the moment, because when it comes to just trying to figure out what the Patriots are doing and what the Patriots are doing wrong, you can point to so many different things, and it seems to change on a week-to-week basis. What am I talking about? Okay, I'm wearing this shirt today, the Do Your Job shirt, because the Patriots yesterday did not do their job, the same way they did not do their job 2 weeks ago against the Indianapolis Colts. And a lot of people like to think do your job means a bunch of different things, but what it really means is stay in your lane and don't try to do too much. Last week against the Indianapolis Colts, Brandon King jumped off sides on a field goal that the Colts missed and then got the 3 points when they were able to kick it from 5 yards closer due to the offsides by Brandon King. Brandon King, who happens to be one of the best special teamers in the NFL. Now you think about earlier in the season, and Matt Slater forced a fumble but was called for a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty because the referees, the officials said that he stayed out of bounds for too long. It's a call that you don't see too often. If you watch the video, maybe he did, maybe he didn't come directly back. Is Matt Slater the kind of guy that doesn't usually get that called against him? Sure. But at the same time, it's like, okay, if he called by officials, also though, not a good play by somebody that should know better. So after the Patriots have had these things happen to them all season long, what did we get yesterday? The most inexplicable offsides I have ever seen in my football watching life. Christian Barmore with about 2 and change left in the second quarter, and the Patriots down 10-7 with the Bills at the Patriots' 39-yard line, but facing a 4th and 7. Christian Barmore jumps off sides. Now in a vacuum, that just sounds bad. But when you think about it, it sounds even worse. That's because the Bills were at the Patriots' 39-yard line on 4th and 7. More than likely, the Bills are just trying to get the Patriots to jump off sides. So this is one of those, is it the Patriots coaching that is causing them issues right now? Because guys are jumping off sides in ways that they should never jump off sides. And then yesterday, Christian Barmore took it to a level I did not think possible. He jumped off sides when everyone in the stadium, well, almost everyone, because apparently Christian Barmore did not know this, but almost everyone in the stadium knew that the Bills weren't going to run a play because the Bills can punt from the 44-yard line, which is where they would have had the ball if the Patriots and Christian Barmore did not jump off sides. But if he jumps off sides, now the Patriots are going to watch the Bills go for it on 4th down because at 4th and 2, you would rather go for it. The percentages say Going for it on 4th and 2 is much better than kicking a 51 or 52-yard field goal. So, of course, Sean McDermott and Brian Daboll are thinking to themselves, man, if we can just one time get somebody to jump off sides when everybody knows that we're trying to get them to jump off sides. If that happens, we can really put the screws to the Patriots. It's like that third to first move in baseball, the pickoff move. That never works, except for the one time it does. The fake snap count from shotgun, getting the nose tackle, the guy closest defensively speaking to the ball, to jump offside should be almost impossible. Except for the one time it works. And the one time it worked, the one time was yesterday when Christian Barmore, the man defensively speaking closest to the ball for the Patriots, jumped off sides when the Bills were in shotgun. It is so hard to jump off sides given that scenario. Shotgun and the guy closest to the ball and 4th and 7 and when everybody knows that they're trying to get you to jump off sides. But Christian Barmore pulled that off, so the Bills, they pulled off the rest of the drive, ended up scoring again, and the Patriots didn't force a punt for the first time in the Bill Belichick coaching era. This was the first time, not just in the Patriots Belichick coaching era, but in any head coaching era for Bill Belichick. Not under the Browns, never under the Patriots, until yesterday, both regular season and playoffs. He had never gone an entire game without forcing a team to punt. It happened yesterday. And making it worse is the fact that the Patriots never adjusted. They had a very soft zone, and that zone allowed for a bunch of underneath throws. And Josh Allen saw that kind of like muddle rush that the Patriots like to do and decided, I'll take the dink and dunks. I'll go low. I'll make sure that my 12 to 15-yard passes are all on the money. And if I see a matchup nightmare or a mismatch where, let's say, Miles Bryant, who celebrated a bunch after he rightfully knocked down the pass in the game in Orchard Hills a couple of weeks ago, but Miles Bryant, if I see him up against Isaiah McKenzie, who is quicker than he is and faster than he is, well, I'm just going to go to Isaiah McKenzie over and 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 over again to the tune of 11 catches for 125 yards, both career highs, and oh yeah, a touchdown. So that's what the Bills did. The Bills beat the Patriots by playing the Patriots game. Better defense, opportunistic defense, and staying calm, cool, and collected on the offensive end. Josh McDaniels, his early play calling, quite boring, mundane, and then when the Bills made an adjustment, which he forced the Bills to do by trying to stick to the run, well, then Josh McDaniels was good. The offense was good. The offense got the Patriots back into the game. They scored 21 points and always had a long field to drive. The Patriots never got good field position. The Patriots never forced a turnover in the game yesterday. And yet, that offense for the Patriots really got the job done. The defense did not. So Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, they're all about themselves today. But the defense really didn't stop the Patriots' run. Damian Harris scored 3 touchdowns. Mac Jones was terrible throwing the ball yesterday. And there were guys open. And yes, there was a bad drop by N'Keal Harry. And like, oh my God, N'Keal, you're doing such a good job. And then when the spotlight is on you, you blow it. And I know you can come through for the Patriots when they need it most. But time might be running out for you in New England, and a change of scenery might be what's best for you because you do have the skills and you are one of the best blocking wide receivers in the NFL, but also you have an amazing ability to just screw up at the worst possible times. And Josh McDaniels doesn't use him properly, but that's a discussion for another day. But so you've got this, what seems to be bad coaching. You've got guys making mistakes like N'Keal Harry this week, like Christian Barmore jumping off sides this week, like Jacoby Myers dropping the ball last week against the Colts, like Brandon King jumping off sides last week against the Colts. The Patriots continue to shoot themselves in the foot. So is it proper to say that this team can still be dangerous come the playoffs? Yes, they can. It's that simple. All the Patriots need to do is stop shooting themselves in the foot. And for a team that's coached by Bill Belichick, you would think that's mighty easy. but maybe not. Maybe Bill Belichick is too old. Now, I personally don't think that. I'm just trying to be a little bit clairvoyant here and see what people are going to say. But all the Patriots need to do is stop making the mistakes. The question is, can they? I don't know right now. I think they can because this was the team. They really didn't make many mistakes going from 2-4 to 9-4. Maybe this is that 4 to 5 game span where the Patriots just kind of drop all the balls that they're trying to juggle, and then they pick it up once the playoff starts and start tossing it. Start doing some little Juzzy Smith. I'll put a little video for you to show you what I mean. But maybe that's what the Patriots are going to turn into. Come playoff time, maybe this is a dangerously good and sneaky playoff team. Or maybe this is a team we saw the last 2 weeks that just lays an egg and, just whimpers their way out of the season. However, it's my betting money. I've already put the money on the Patriots when they were 2-4 and plus 8,000. So I'd love to see that one come through. However, nobody knows. All the Patriots need to do to get the chance to prove themselves is win the next couple of games. I think they can, that is. So we'll see if that happens. Jacksonville and then Miami. Miami, late in the season, oh boy. I mean, if the Patriots win that game, there's a very good chance that will give the momentum they need. If they lose that game, and they don't do their job, that might be all for the Patriots this season. Well, that is all for me for right now on this latest Jake Take. I'm Jake Donnelly. Thank you for listening to this, and I'll see you next time for what other angers me then. Bye, folks.